So one of the things I thought we could start with tonight is the mantra for blessing the mala, because I'm all about lazy, easy ways to get merit. And this little mantra, if we just say it 7 times, it increases the power of the mantra by 10 million times, 1 billion times, 100,000 times, which equals 1 sextillion times. So, how could we not, right? So if you have your mala handy, you'll use it to bless your mala. Some of you may do this because it's daily in the daily mantras that Rinpoche recommends in daily practices. So, and it's the mantra is Om Rutsira Mani Pravartaya Hum. And so we'll do that 7 times. And then you take your mala in your hands and you blow on it. Okay? So Om Rutsira Mani Pravartaya Hum. 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 Okay. So now we've really boosted our merit tonight. And there are other mantras that you can do as part of your daily practice. So be sure to check Rinpoche's advice about that and get some easy merit. And so let's just sit for a couple of minutes and just focus on the breath, just to calm our minds. You can check your posture, making sure that your back is straight. Check in with your body and just see how it's feeling today. Notice any sensations you might be feeling without really labeling them. Just notice, is it a tingling, a heaviness, a lightness? And then start to connect with your breathing. And take 3 nice deep breaths. And then let your breathing just relax, return to normal. And we always want to start with a strong motivation of bodhicitta. And one easy way to do that is to just think simply, may all the actions of my body, speech, and mind only benefit others. And as we do this practice tonight, as we're using all 3 doors, we do this so that we can purify our past mistakes, develop ourselves on the path to enlightenment, with the goal that by developing our perfect wisdom and compassion, that we can become an enlightened being so that we can have the skills and the wisdom that we can know what every single sentient being needs without leaving a single one out, and be qualified to actually help every sentient being to reach that enlightened state as well, so that all beings have perfect, never-ending bliss and happiness. How wonderful that would be. And then bring to mind any actions of your body, speech, and mind that you'd like to purify. It's good if you can be really specific. So things that you've done today, sometimes this can be hard for us to admit. It can be scary to see the contradiction between what we think and do and how we like to present ourselves. But if we understand the emptiness of karma and the impermanence of karma, and know that no matter how bad it is, we can purify it, it's changeable, then we can bravely look at the parts about ourselves that are a bit scary and acknowledge that we've made mistakes. And then regretting them, knowing that while we've harmed others, we've also harmed ourselves by creating these seeds of karma that will later ripen into suffering. And so without any heavy feelings of guilt, just simply a regret. And that now I'm going to do this practice to purify those mistakes, to burn those seeds of suffering, and set myself on the right path, that I won't repeat those mistakes. And so then by looking at the things that we've done that were perhaps negative, we're doing it in a very positive way. And then also include in your wish to purify any mistakes that you don't remember, and including mistakes of your body, speech, and mind from all past lifetimes. And in order to purify them, we turn to the power of our Guru Buddha, Vajrasattva, who is like the doctor who has the methods that will help us to purify. And so visualize Vajrasattva about above the crown of your head. He is inseparable from your guru. They are one. And he has a white light body. It's not ordinary flesh. And if you have trouble holding the visualization, just try and get that feeling of white light. He sits in the Vajra posture on a white lotus. His face is radiant and beautiful. His eyes are long, full of love and compassion. His mouth is red and sweet, slightly smiling. Hair is black and held up in a top knot. His arms are crossed at his heart, left underneath the right holding a bell, which represents wisdom. The right is holding a Vajra, which represents the indestructibility of compassion. And their being crossed represents the union of these two, which symbolizes enlightenment itself, the development of infinite wisdom and infinite compassion. And then we say refuge together. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I am enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I am enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. To the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha, I go for refuge until I am enlightened. By this practice of meditating on Guru Vajrasattva, may I reach Buddhahood so as to benefit all sentient beings. And as we think about this motivation we've set of compassion, we need to remember that it's based on the kindness of all sentient beings. The very beings we've harmed are the ones that we rely on. And any who have harmed us will suffer because of the result that they have done harm to us. And so we should have compassion for all beings. And we must purify for their sake. And so specifically, we start with the purification of the body. Vajrasattva, who is still at the crown of your head. Thinking about any mistakes related specifically to the body. As we purify them, Guru Vajrasattva, out of his great compassion, sends powerful white nectar streaming from his heart, entering down through your crown, filling you completely. And as you say the mantra, it continues to fill your body, forcing out all the harm you've ever done with your body in the form of inky liquid through the bottom of your lower orifices, which empties out of you completely and just dissipates. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dida Mebawa Sutukhayo Mebawa Suposhayo Mebawa Anuratu Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Mempayatsa Sarva Karma Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarva Tathagata Vajrama Memutsa Vajrapaha Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dida Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Suposhaya Mebawa Anuratu Mebawa Sarva Siddhi Mempayatsa Sarva Karma Sutta Me Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarva Tathagata Vajrama Memutsa Vajrapaha Maha Samaya Sattva Ahum Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dido Mebawa Sutoshayo Mebawa Suposhayo Mebawa Anuratu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Mepayatsa Sarva Karma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarva Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrapaha Maha Samaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Pachita Dido Mebawa Sutoshayo Mebawa Suposhayo Mebawa Anulaktu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Mepayatsa Sarva Karma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrapaha Maha Samaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dido Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Suposhaya Mebawa Anulaktu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Mepayatsa Sarva Karma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrapaha Maha Samaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dido Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Suposhaya Mebawa Anulaktu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Mepayatsa Sarva Karma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrapaha Maha Samaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dido Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Suposhaya Mebawa Anulaktu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Mepayatsa Sarva Karma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrapaha Maha Samaya Sapa Ahum Pe. And then think how wonderful it is that any harm you've done with your body is completely purified, not one atom left. And then we begin to purify any mistakes made with our speech, gossip, lying, idle speech, harsh speech. Again, Guru Vajrasattva sends down blissful nectar, powerful white nectar, down through our crown, filling our body, this time pushing up all of those negativities of speech as black liquid that overflows and again dissipates completely into space. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Deno Patita Dido Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Suposhayo Mebawa Anuratu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Mepayatsa Sarva Karma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrapaha Maha Samaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dido Mebawa Sutokaya Mebawa Suposhaya Mebawa Anulaktu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Mepayatsa Sarva Karma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrapaha Maha Samaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dido Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Suposhaya Mebawa Anulaktu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Mepayatsa Sarva Karma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrapaha Maha Samaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dido Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Suposhaya Mebawa Anulaktu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Mepayatsa Sarva Karma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrapaha Maha Samaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dido Mebawa Sutoshayo Mebawa Supushayo Mebawa Anudaktu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Mepayata Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajrama Memutsa Vajrapaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dido Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Supushaya Mebawa Anudaktu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Mepayatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajrama Memutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dito Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Supushaya Mebawa Anudaktu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Mepayatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe. And then again, be delighted that any mistakes you've made with your speech in all your past lifetimes and this life, completely purified. And then we purify any negative karma of our minds, negative thoughts that we have had, negative emotions, our anger, our attachment, our false sense of the I. Vajrasattva compassionately sends down light rays, and like a light being turned on in a dark room, instantly illuminates our body, purifying all mental negative karmas from all lifetimes. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dido Mebawa Sutoshayo Mebawa Suposhayo Mebawa Anudaktu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Mepayatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dido Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Supushaya Mebawa Anudaktu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Mepayatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dido Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Suposhaya Mebawa Anudaktu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Mepayatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dido Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Supushaya Mebawa Anudaktu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Mepayatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dido Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Suposhaya Mebawa Anudaktu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Mepayatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dido Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Suposhaya Mebawa Anudaktu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Mepayatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denu Patita Dido Mebawa Sutoshaya Mebawa Suposhaya Mebawa Anudaktu Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Mepayatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sapa Ahum Pe. And then think that all your karmas of your mind, all negative karmas have been completely purified from all lifetimes. And then once more, Vajrasattva sends light rays to purify even the most subtle obscurations to omniscience, like the smell of garlic remaining after you eat the garlic, so that even there's nothing left at all. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denupatita Dido Mebawa Sutoshayo Mebawa Suposhayo Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sappa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denupatita Dido Mebawa Sutoshayo Mebawa Supushayo Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sappa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denupatita Dido Mebawa Sutoshayo Mebawa Supushayo Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sappa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denupatita Dido Mebawa Sutoshayo Mebawa Supushayo Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sappa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denupatita Dido Mebawa Sutoshayo Mebawa Supushayo Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sappa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denupatita Dido Mebawa Sutoshayo Mebawa Supushayo Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sappa Ahum Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Denupatita Dido Mebawa Sutoshayo Mebawa Supushayo Mebawa Anurakta Mebawa Sarvasiddhi Meparyatsa Sarvakarma Sutame Sitam Shriyam Kuruhum Ha 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 Ho Bhagawan Sarvatata Gata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabaha Mahasamaya Sappa Ahum Pe. And think how wonderful it is. You are completely purified. And then think to yourself that this is now a time to set the resolve not to repeat the mistakes, knowing that it causes harm to others and brings a suffering result for ourselves. And so for anything specific that you've done, try and set a time frame that's reasonable, that you can refrain from making that mistake again. Even if it's just 5 minutes, or even if it's just until you wake up tomorrow morning, set reasonable goals. And in general, think of always keeping pure morality and refraining from any actions that harm ourselves and others. And Guru Vajrasattva is just delighted. He melts into white light, absorbs into you through your crown. And think that Vajrasattva's body, speech, and mind, which is inseparable from your Guru's body, speech, and mind, is now one with your body, speech, and mind. And holding that spacious awareness, meditating on the emptiness of the three circles. In emptiness, there is no I, creator of negative karma. There is no action of creating negative karma. There is no negative karma created. All phenomena are empty of inherent existence, existing only as projections. They do not exist from their own side. They function, but have no inherent existence. And then we dedicate all this amazing virtuous karma we have created from doing this practice. May it ripen my enlightenment for the sake of sentient beings as quickly as possible. And then we'll recite the prayers from the booklet. As a result of the 3 times merits of myself and others, may bodhicitta, from which the happiness of all sentient beings comes, be generated in the minds of self and other sentient beings without delay, even for 1 second. And that which has been generated, may it increase. As a result of the 3 times merits of myself and others, may emptiness be generated in the minds of self and other sentient beings without delay for even 1 second. And that which has been generated, may it increase. As a result of the 3 times merits of myself and others, may I, who am empty from my own side, achieve Guru Shakyamuni Buddha's enlightenment, which is empty from its own side, and lead all sentient beings who are empty from their own side to that enlightenment which is empty from its own side, as quickly as possible by myself alone. And then thinking, may the supreme jewel bodhicitta that has not yet arisen arise and grow. May that which has arisen not diminish, but increase more and more. And dedicating for the long lives of all of our gurus, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Lama Zopa Rinpoche, and all of your personal gurus. May they have long lives, remain and teach, and lead all sentient beings to enlightenment. May we stay close to them in all of our lifetimes. Okay, sorry to go a little bit long on your time. Okay, thank you. Good night.
Thank you very much. Good morning.